And welcome everybody to the glorious episode of Student Body Rights USC podcast. I'm your host, Dwayne Douglas, and as always, I am podcasting off the beautiful shores of the Pacific Ocean, beautiful day out here in Southern California. POR SBR is my Twitter handle, so check me out there. And then also put on waivers underscore podcast. That's put on waivers underscore podcast. Everything you want to know about the Raiders, the San Francisco Giants, and the USC Trojans are there. So the big news, which is not news because everybody keeps referring to it, everybody keeps talking about it, everybody keeps making reference to it, if you will, is tight end Matthews and his impending move to the offensive line. So right now we don't know. Lincoln Riley has not really talked about him going to the offensive line. There has been no there's been no like real um verification that he's going to the offensive line, but he's not rolling with the tight ends anymore. He's rolling with the offensive linemen from what everybody's been saying. So that's gonna be a big move for him. That's gonna be a big move for him to be able to, make that move to go to from tight end to offensive line. Now we know what his father has said, and his father has been pretty adamant about him not moving to the offensive line. Um, it's gonna be a tough situation for him to really make that that move to the O line. Right now he's 285. I'm just gonna double check on his weight here. Um, let's see, 285. Right now he's 285. 6'6", 285. That's not really tight end, you know, body type right there. So for USC, you have to sit back and for if you're a USC fan, there are definitely going to be some some I wouldn't say trepidation, but I mean there's some like validation there a little bit that hey, this guy is going to be the guy's going to move from tight end to offensive line. And if it does happen, then you wish him all luck in the world. Obviously, offensive line is a whole different ball game for him, but and maybe the impending move from the NCAA to get rid of or not give DJ Winfield his opportunity to play. Maybe that be one of the reasons why this whole thing happens. But or maybe just the way the way Walker Lions and Lake McCree are playing football right now. Hey, listen, we'll get you in at offensive line because it really doesn't make sense for us to try to fit you into a to an offensive line situation where it's going to take a it will take two injuries for you to play. I mean, McCree looks like he's back and he's fine, and then you also have a situation where you look at Walker Lyons and he looks ready to go as well. So that's gonna be fun to see what happens there. Hopefully, this is a year that USC can go ahead and become a become a team that has multiple tight ends where they can actually get the ball into get the ball to them to make sure that they are able to the tight end situation at USC has been the one where they're kind of missing that in this offense. Guys who can get over the middle, make plays, become blockers that turn into pass catchers to help move the chains and give some more diversity to this offense. I mean that's something that's been missing. So with two really good options in McCree and Lions. Hopefully, that will change how Lincoln Riley calls plays and get them involved just a little bit, just enough so they can be threats offensively. I mean, that's going to be huge. But back to Matthews, I mean, again, you can't ignore the signs of it. You can't ignore the whole situation with it. You hope that as long as the kids happy, And he understands that this is what's good for the team and good for himself. This is where like people who have professional backgrounds in this see you as a player. I know that the flash of catching the football and being a tight end, he comes all the way from Georgia, so that obviously is something where he might just say, hey, let me just get the hell out of here and go to and go back home or go somewhere else or transfer. But I think, if you look at a lot of these situations around college football, if you just stay and develop, you become a better player than when you just pick up and just bounce. So, you know, if he feels like he can lose that weight again, get down to a tight end type body, and then go play somewhere else, he can. But there has been a lot of guys who have, left this program for greener pastures, don't get developed, and then they go MIA, and we don't hear from them ever again. So I would definitely be careful about that, about the T word. It seems like it's a really easy thing to do, but then when you look at it, it's like, damn, like, but did it really make sense for me to transfer? As far as that goes, it's hard to really flash as a freshman, especially when I mean, we all know that like that uh the quarterback of this team is Jaden Mayava until further notice. Until I mean, the thing would have to fall apart for him to go ahead, he'd have to get hurt to see Hussein Longstreet play. But when you look at the practice stuff, and you look at the drills, I mean, he definitely you got to be excited for the future because damn, that kid, he has a for a kid who has like kind of a smaller stature, he has a really rocket arm, and I think that's something where I mean that's where he is. It's really gonna be excited to see what he can do once he gets a chance to play. Hopefully in the first two games here, USC can flex their muscle, if you will, win these games going away, so you can see a little Hussein Longstreet because I don't like everybody talked about him, and he's one of these guys who he's a football guy and he doesn't really have any interest outside of football. He's not trying to make music. He's not trying to do, he's not trying to do, anything else besides become a great football player. So when he takes the field, for USC, it's gonna be fun to see like how he is able to um, bring those talents in and get things going offensively because he is a prototype of Lincoln Riley's ideal makeup for a quarterback. And it's gonna be fun times when he actually comes on the field and makes some plays. I mean, I know people wish he was in um college football 26. I've heard a lot of USC fans say that as well, but it's gonna be interesting to see what when he does play what it looks like because I think everybody's pretty anxious to see what it looks like from Hussein Longstreet. Another freshman but this freshman I think can actually play a little bit. And that's Floyd Bocard from Canada to Miami to USC. Just one of these big bodies who can they have a myriad of big bodies. I think that's the thing that really, I mean, the one guy who they really can't lose, I don't think, is going to be Keyshawn Silver. They can't really lose Keyshawn Silver, but Floyd Bouchard, number 88, is just a show. It's showing 6'3", 305 pounds, showing a lot of great hand placement, showing some good movement, and then through the offensive line, and be able to stand his ground. It's going to be as a freshman. It's going to be. We'll see if he's able to continue to do that. Because but he just looks like a monster. It's like an absolute monster. So you have all these bodies who they can just rotate in and out. And I think you'll see some of that in the first two games, especially to see what combinations work, to see what four down linemen, three down linemen work best together. And it's going to be whoever gets hot. And that'll be a really big part of what USC wants to do is just like who gets hot, who can get to the quarterback, who can be disruptive. Because two things were missing from this defense last year that were sacks and TFLs. Like tackles for loss were just not there, and they need to be able to get some of those, clear the lanes for these linebackers to get their plays behind the line of scrimmage. So USC can to get teams in second and third and long, so they can go eat and meet at the quarterback as far as that goes. So I would suggest this those days. So I would say definitely look some freshmen to look for in these first two games, because the USC should be able to blow these two teams out. Floyd Burkhardt is one of them, and then also in backup duty. Hopefully we get to see a little Hussein Longstreet as well coming up. In 12 days. It's coming up pretty quickly. So we'll see what happens there. All right. So anybody right? USC podcast. Also when Jalen Smith had a pick in a preseason game. That was cool. Caleb Williams really did a good job against in his only appearance in the preseason. I know people are looking forward to seeing that. Let's see, Caleb Williams. Let's see who else is who else is out there? Woody Marks. Woody Marks is going to be getting some touches with the Texans as well. So it should be some good times in the NFL. Watching some of these former Trojans, these Trojans, if you will, get things done for their NFL squads. All right, so anybody right? USC podcast. Take care, y'all. Peace. Fight on.